Is that your wallet? Or are you just glad to see me? Both, I hope.
Boys and girls, boys and girls. Not only is Santa almost here, apparently Derpalicious is also here for 31 months in a row. My man, thank you very much. Appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. How we doing, boys and girls? Good morning. Welcome in. Slightly late start this morning, I know. I apologise. I've had a crazy morning. Oh my lord, this was not what I had planned for this morning, but I've managed to get back in time to sort the stream. We're good to play some video games for a few hours, chill out, relax, and hopefully start Christmas. That's the plan. That's what we're planning on doing today. I mean, we could go full immersion mode. Could go full Santa Claus mode if we really wanted to. Otherwise, it's a touch warm in my studio as it stands already. Probably should have taken one hoodie off before putting another on, but it's all good. It's all good. Christmas vibes are kicking in. I've had a crazy morning. Some of you may remember from a day or two ago, I was saying that my dog was you might have even seen it. My dog was continuously scratching the floor, giving signs of like nesting. Didn't quite know what was up with her. She was whinging a lot. She was complaining. We'd spoke to the vet. The vet had said not particularly to worry about it. We didn't worry about it. We rang the vet again yesterday, though, because it'd been a few days just to double check. And the vet was like, yeah, it probably sounds like your dog thinks it's pregnant. I was like, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. This could be a surprise for Christmas, couldn't it? It could indeed. So we took her to the vet's first thing this morning. Turns out it's all good. She's not pregnant. She just thinks she is. Which is, causing her to do loopy-doopy things. Just what we need at Christmas. But hey, luckily no puppies are on no surprise puppies. That's what we're because we do have male dogs in the family. This is why we are somewhat concerned, right? There are male dogs in the family, male dogs that are unsnipped. So we're playing with fire a touch there anyway, because they often, the dogs are all best friends. But luckily, no puppies, no bonus puppies. I was getting Cruella de Vil 101 Dalmatian flashbacks. But it's fine. So she's had an eventful morning. I've had an eventful morning, but it's time to play some video games. It's all good. Hey man, first stream, but I've watched tons of your videos. Thanks for all the hard work. I use your spreadsheets endlessly. Mad millions since following you. Mighty McBeast, appreciate the kind words this morning. Welcome in, and thank you. Glad you enjoy the content. That's why I do it. I know YouTube is a bit slow at the moment, but so is Goldmaking in World of Warcraft. But we keep the streams to a regular occurrence. Don't worry about it. Calls one more time. All right, time to worry. Well, the main thing was that if the dog thinks that she's pregnant, it can often be the cause of, or it can often be caused by like an infection in the uterus or something. So it was, I don't know all of the womanly terms. I need my female counterparts to maybe help me out a touch here. Foreign territory for me, but I'm aware that it's a thing. She has nothing wrong with her though. The vet was able to confirm, do some tests, make sure that she's all good. Absolutely perfecto. She said that for a dog of her age, she's actually in very good health, so it's all gravy. I don't know who to play today. I'm really out of sync. I was hoping to play some Season of Discovery last night as well and didn't get much chance. Christmas is a busy time of the year. Do we jump on the Hunter, continue doing some stuff on the Hunter, or do we continue our questing adventure on the Mage? We got quite far. We were actually making some steady progress with the Mage. I'm tempted to go and have a little look, see what's going on here. Make a Shaman? Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about Shamans. Shamans are not having good times at the moment from what I've heard. That said, my Paladin intrigues me. I want to, but I kind of know it's a silly thing to do. I want to start leveling my Paladin, but I've got about 3.5 hours until I have to go into Christmas mode. So I don't really have a lot of time to do much on my Paladin. I could maybe get it to level 10 or something. I'm not sure. But I think I'm going to just chill. I've had a busy morning already. I think it's time to chill, play some games, and not do anything too stressful. We left Manthina exactly here at the end of the stream yesterday. We were about to go embark on a new adventure by the looks of things, to go get some Dal Bloodclaw's skull. All right, sure. We probably have a bunch of auctions we need to relist, actually thinking about it. How are we doing on stats and gear and all that sort of stuff? Not great, are we? We have not put anywhere near enough effort into being geared up, but distractions are a thing. Let's yeah, I think under normal circumstances I've probably tried to have put something in a little bit more professional and thought into the final, what could easily be the final stream of the year, by the way. Only on the basis of the fact that my wife has got time off between Christmas and New Year. And my wife doesn't get time off all that often, and I'm thinking that it may be smart for me to also do the same. To turn around on Boxing Day and go, thanks for Christmas, wife. I'm going to go play video games and stream again for 3 days. I think it's probably not smart. I think I should rack up some good husband brownie points. So there's a strong chance this will end up being the last stream of the year. Round out 2023. I think it's been a good year this year, you know. Didn't go as planned, as I don't think any year goes as planned. But I'm still happy, very, very happy, the fact that Dragonflight has treated me well enough that I am able to continue doing this full time. I am making some subtle changes in January. We are going to be focusing considerably more on YouTube than we have done in the last few months. But I'm going to be trying new stuff. It's going to be experimentation. It may cause problems, it may not, but it needs to be done. Now that I know categorically that if I purely want to stick to just retail World of Warcraft Goldmaking, there's probably not an entire channel's worth of content there. So we are going to spread our wings a touch further, and I'm going to put more focus onto dealing more with YouTube side of content. What that means for the streams, hopefully I'm going to keep to the similar schedule for the streams. I'm just going to work harder. That's my plan. I'm hopefully not going to have any break in the streaming schedule. It just may mean what we do on stream is a little bit different to what we have been. There might be a little bit more sort of video planning, preparation, B-roll footage, acquiring, maybe even playing some other games, this sort of stuff. But the overall will hopefully stay roughly the same. If it's not broken, don't fix it is a theory that I like. But in social media and in content creation, if you're not moving forward, you're also moving backwards. So we got to make some changes, subtle changes, but hopefully for the better. Oh god, I was using flipping Arcane Blast at 4 stacks. No wonder I've got no mana. Oops. I'm now done with every profession, max knowledge points except for engineering. I'm in the exact same position, but my other is blacksmithing. I am still, because I really can't be bothered, still missing about 80 points in blacksmithing. The time will come for for me to finally get those last ones. I just need to do the absolute bare minimum. If I just did the absolute bare minimum on my blacksmith, I'd eventually have it done. But at the moment, I don't have much desire to do that. There are other games. There are lots of other games, and I started this, or at least I've played with the idea in 2023 of that we will broaden our horizons to more games. We tried a few, and I think I took the risk of trying new games, which unfortunately the gaming industry has fisted me in that regard, because a lot of the new games we wanted to play this year have turned out to be flops. I was very excited about Diablo 4. That fell flat on its face. I was very excited about Starfield. That fell flat on its face. I was very excited about City Skylines 2. That fell flat on its face. So I think chasing after brand new releases is clearly not the way. We're gonna stick a little bit more true to the games that I know and love. This is going to probably be a lot of Factorio, a lot more Satisfactory, some sort of more silly single-player-y sort of games. I know, it's ridiculous, right? The one game that I really should have jumped on that was on my to-do list was Baldur's Gate. And it clashed with Starfield, and boy oh boy did I flip a coin and get it wrong again. So, the problem is Baldur's Gate was hype season while it was brand new. It's not something that is very good for like streaming or even content creation much after, regardless of the fact it's a really good game. Which is why I am going to struggle to squeeze Baldur's Gate into my schedule at any point. Simply because it's a 200, 300, 400 hour game without me being able to realistically make much content for it, because the hype is gone now really for Baldur's Gate. If it goes on sale or something and we can get it on the cheap, maybe it's good for a week or so, but it's not going to be a full playthrough, complete it sort of thing. It's too big of a game, unfortunately. Starfield's good though, just not perfect, far from, but tons of people enjoy it. I'm sure there are lots of heavy Bethesda fans that are still enjoying Starfield. The problem is, I'm not one of them. I'm really not one of them. The plot, the storyline, not even the storyline, the concept of the game very much interests me. The problem is its execution was far from what I expected. I was not expecting, you think of a space game where you can go visit hundreds, if not thousands, of different planets. That gets your spidey senses tingling. The problem is it turned into a loading screen simulator with a storyline that was borderline worse than World of Warcraft's. So, unfortunately, there's not much that's going to keep me interested in Starfield, nor do I really think that they're going to be able to do anything to revive it for me. So, yeah, unfortunately for me, Starfield was a swing and a miss, and one I cannot imagine I'll go back to. Shots fired. Well, I mean, it's everybody is entitled to their opinion, and this is mine. Mine is that, unfortunately, Starfield didn't do it for me. Concept, great. Potentially, they could go the route of, what was that other, No Man's Sky. They could go the No Man's Sky route, potentially, where they continue to develop on, spend significant amounts of time and effort to revitalize it. But unfortunately, Starfield felt far too much like a 10-year-old Bethesda game. It didn't feel as if they'd done or changed or made any differences. It felt like a very, even more simplistic version of Fallout, one of the Fallout franchise, without any real vast improvements. Like I said, really good concept. Unfortunately for me, just not executed very well. So yeah, Starfield is not going to be on our list. Diablo 4 might get some replay next year. Diablo 4 might get some replay due to the fact that the foundation, I think, for Diablo 4 is good. It just needs time. It just needs more features. It just needs more functionality. And of course, City Skylines might also see a second playthrough at some time. Simply on the basis of that once again, I think is a pretty solid foundation. It just needed more time in the oven. It just wasn't cooked well.
I know
it will be better with a bit of DLC. Well, no, with a bit of additional features, with a bit of optimization, not DLC. We don't want any more DLC.
Well done, adventurer. We are under constant threat.
Yeah, Cyberpunk for me was a success. I personally played Cyberpunk twice in 2023. Once entirely off stream solo by myself. Second time when the expansion came out on stream. Hang on. Boo Bears, I know. He's having a bad day today, isn't you? He's having a bad day. Hang on, I gotta give this dog some scratches. She's having a bad day. Is you having a bad day? Is it been one of those days, has it, eh? Been one of those days. Does you think he's having puppers? He's not, unfortunately. No bonus brown doggos. No. Stream says hello though. Say hi to Stream. You say lots of hi, eh? Go, you relax. Yeah, Cyberpunk was a win this year for sure. Cyberpunk was very fun. I played it once by myself. Second time when the expansion came out, and we had a bit of a blast on that. That was good fun for a week or maybe 10 days on stream. It wasn't a game I felt confident making YouTube content for, though, particularly on the basis that I just didn't know enough about the game. I tend to think that my style of content lends itself nicely to like guides more than like full on just, you know, funny meme entertainment kind of videos. And I think it's only fair to make guides on stuff that you actually feel confident, you know, sharing some value with others on.
Well done, adventurer. We are under constant threat from the furball.
I've actually heard that Cyberpunk is also having yet another update, which wasn't essentially planned. There's going to be another update which will bring a whole bunch of new stuff to it again. So who knows, that might actually make another appearance at some point. I've not yet decided. There are plenty of people making guides who have no idea what they're doing. Well, yeah, but I don't want to just be another one of plenty of people. I think that you need to bring something unique to the table in this industry. And if you're just doing the same as everybody else, you can only expect the results that everybody else gets, which in most cases is not much. It's a tough industry to be a part of, and I'm probably slightly more cautious than I should be. I should probably be a bit more bold and just do things, try things a bit more often, but I don't know. That's probably all the stuff out the way. Where are we going now? Back off to wetlands. Why are we off to wetlands again? Except young Crocodile skins. Are we at that phase of the game now? This means that we are very closely coming to finish off the quests that we probably would have done whilst leveling. We've kind of caught up from level 14 to 20 something. 25. What do you mean students' vids have made me millions? Yeah, Student's a great content creator. He's got the right ethic for sure. Pump it out, bang it out, pump it out. What sticks, sticks. If it doesn't stick, forget about it, doesn't matter. He's got the right approach to it for sure. I don't necessarily 100% always agree with his like titles and thumbnails, but the reality is that the content in his videos is usually pretty good. So fair play to the man. Fair play to the guy.
Well, the Wildhammer dwarves might have fast steeds, but can those airy pink griffins
That's
stand
so
the heat of the
diplomatic,
great
I'm
falls?
impressed.
I think not.
There's nothing to complain about. What's to not be diplomatic about? This is one thing that has interested me for a long time, how the World of Warcraft goal making community, which we are very much a niche community as it stands, seems to shit on its own doorstep way too often. Now, there is definitely a time and a place for calling people out on their bullshit if they are deliberately bullshitting for the sake of bullshitting, which unfortunately does happen. Does quite frequently happen, because people do push the limits of clickbait and just BS videos a touch too far sometimes, and are not doing it for any betterment of anybody else's playstyle other than clicks and views and preferably $2 of ad revenue maybe. So you have to call people out in that regard, but there is also, in my opinion, nowhere near enough of like just praising people that put a lot of hard work and a lot of effort into stuff for no personal gain whatsoever. More positivity, I think, in the goal making scene would help. Very much so. Very much so. Thanks, Matthew. Your praise is accepted. Good group of people we got here generally. This is one thing that I am happy about. I mean, in a weird kind of way, I still half feel like the new kid on the block in the goal making scene, because I've only been publicly doing it for a couple of years, whereas there are the likes of Lazy, Zanzafall, Student, there are people out there that have been doing this considerably longer already. So I still kind of feel like the new kid on the block, is the way that I kind of look at it. Speaking of which, I miss Samadan. This is one of the things, right? The area of content creation is super difficult to self-sustain in. This is why I think Student does a great job of it, right? Because Student, like I said, pumps content, toes the line occasionally, but, the general gist of it can be a touch frustrating for people who watch all of his videos to be plugged his guide every single video. But the game is the game, right? That's one of the reasons why he's able to continue doing it for so long. If you don't find some avenue to make it worth your while to do it personally, there does come a stage where people such as Samadan, who did provide very good, very strong amount of information, streamed frequently, loads of good quality videos, find it difficult to justify doing it after a while. There's probably a list of 10, 15, 20 prominent gold-making content creators for World of Warcraft over the years that have not been able to find reason to do it consistently. I don't particularly want to name any names too much, but I'm sure you know who they are. People who have done it quite aggressively for a while have not necessarily been able to see much personal gain out of doing it, usually financially, and so have had to make the decision to take a step back from doing it quite so readily to pursue other things in life. Want to buy gold is another example that comes to mind. Reckles certainly has the personality for it, right? This is the thing. He's like there's no doubt that he's got that kind of quirky, that kind of just very generally positive sort of personality that gels well with content creation in general.
I was once first
But
made on
equally,
the
again,
Davis,
I think that
ship
the
of
problem
line
being
of
is that
Gulf
it's
Forest the doomed fleet.
if you are not able to make it financially viable for you, it is difficult for you to continue doing it, even however much you love it. People's lives just move on as well, like Breg. Yeah, Breg was another good one. Seems to dip in at the beginning of expansions nowadays for a couple of videos. Clearly gets the itch still, so it shows the passion is still there. This is why I really don't take it for granted, the fact that I'm quite lucky in that I've got a good community of people that are willing to support me through this as well. My Patreon is without doubt the means that helps me keep doing this. My YouTube views, my Twitch views relate into a small amount of revenue that definitely helps as well. So I'm glad that I can still do just enough to keep this worthwhile doing, because I love it. I enjoy it. There's no better part of my day than 11 o'clock in the morning, sitting down, loading the stream, chatting to you guys for a few hours. Literally the best part of my day, without doubt. Just popping in while working from home to wish you a Merry Christmas and smashing New Year. Thank you for everything this year. Bear, appreciate it as well. And big congratulations on your stream so far this year. You've taken a stream from 0 to hero already. You're doing very well. Congratulations. If you haven't checked out Bear Adventures stream, make sure you go give her a follow. Another quirky English person. We need more of us about, so that's what we need. That's what we need indeed. I've accepted the third fleet. Oh, I meant to take the other one as well.
You've heard of the
Not
Green
paying
Warden?
attention.
You're not looking for him, are you? Well, I say you're crazy if you are, but who am I?
Ah, quest log is full.
If you are seeking that beast, then I hear he is in the marsh, east of the road where it forks to Dunwooders.
How do we
He's lurking
fix
there among
this?
The croc. And worse,
Quirky?
and leave
I'll
your
take
money
that.
here. You won't need it where you're going, and you
It's
don't want
meant
to chip
in
old
the,
Green's tooth on your gold when he bites you in half, do you?
It's meant in good jest. Alright, get rid of that one then, maybe.
You've heard of the Green Warden? You're not looking for him, are you? Well, I say you're crazy if you are, but who am I to keep a fool from her death? If you are seeking that beast, then I hear he is in the marsh, east of the road where it forks.
Flangon of Dwarven Honeymead, okay.
And worse, and leave your money here.
Even better than explaining to the Finnish taxman what you do for a living. That's always amusing. Luckily, my mother-in-law is a trained accountant. A retired trained accountant, in fairness, but a trained accountant nonetheless. And she certainly comes to my advantage at the end of the year when it comes to trying to persuade the taxman that I'm not some sort of wild drug dealer. Yes, Mr. Taxman, I have revenue coming from 3 geographical locations. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. One has Google on the name. Surely you can trust them, right? When it does come time to convince the taxman that I'm not some sort of fraud, my mother-in-law is very helpful. Manthus the Kingpin? Not quite. Not quite. Where's this dwarven mead then? One of you. 15 silver? Daylight robbery. Absolute daylight robbery. Turn in the absent-minded prospector. Upstairs? Upstairs. Google revenue 100% from scam ads. Yeah, dick growing pills or something, clearly.
What can I do for you?
Do you have AI voiceovers for people talking? Yes. It's the voiceover add-on. Unfortunately, it does only work for Classic, though. Yeah. Immersion does have, like, Microsoft Andy voiceover, but that's obviously terrible. That's more of a That feels more of a sort of what's the word I'm looking for here? Like an accessibility feature more than anything else. Voiceover though is AI generated quest text, which is good fun.
Oh my, you say this came from the distant lands of Kalimdor? Amazing!
Kalimdor!
Simply amazing!
Even if he gets pronounced, it's Kalimdor, right? Not Kalimdor.
Prospector Welgar now holds
Or
the
maybe it's
original
not.
fossil at
Maybe
his
a robot
site
is
in
right.
the wetlands. When I discovered the Stone of Relu, I believed it to be the key to unlocking the mystery of the fossil. While I travelled on the road to meet Welgar, I was attacked by raptors and the relic was lost. I don't know which one of the mottled beasts swallowed the relic, but if you can retrieve it, I can unleash the power of these artifacts. Bring me both the Stone of Relu and the original fossil he holds.
I don't know why, but I'm always thinking about AI voice, like the voice font that Daft Punk use. Harder, better, faster, stronger. Yeah. Yeah, it has what I want to do. Somebody suggested this the other day. I apologize, I can't remember who exactly it was that suggested this, but I thought this was a great idea. I need to figure out a way somehow, magically. I'm not quite sure how I can do this, but I need to get good old Stanley to read my quests out for me. Or at least respond to the quest text giving me, words of encouragement. I need to figure out how to get Stanley working properly again. I enjoyed playing with Stanley for a few days. I miss Stanley. Yeah, Stanley was a good laugh. The only problem is the software that runs Stanley in the background. Spoiler alert, he's not real. The software that runs Stanley in the background, I was having some issues with it conflicting with other things I use, which I have spoken to the developer about and have tried to get rectified. I've just not had time to try it out again. But it will come.
Hits the spot and loosens the tongue. Thanks, mate.
Loads of work to do. Probably get it done rather than moaning about it. Have an amazing Christmas. You too. Enjoy. Merry Christmas to you indeed. And I'll see you in the new year.
I'm the sole survivor of the ill-fated Third Fleet of Kultiras, wrecked off the coast to the north. But although I'm the only member of the fleet still breathing, I'm not the only one still walking about. For on one of our ships was hidden a great and terrible treasure, and the eerie power of it keeps the souls of my brothers trapped within the ship's rotting hulls. But if you can free some of my brothers, then perhaps you can break their curse.
Right, kill 13 cursed sailors, 5 cursed marines, and first mates. Now, isn't that out on this boat somewhere? Yeah, I vaguely remember this one. Problematic quest for hardcore players, I think. Just remove the stuff that's conflicting. Stanley's worth it. Well, unfortunately, the software it was conflicting with, for me, was OBS. So I can't strictly do that. It was also conflicting with World of Warcraft. Kind of not good. Kind of not good. It may have been fixed by now. I just need to test it again. I don't know how many of you remember, but there was a period where I thought my mouse or my keyboard was broken. And it turned out it wasn't my mouse or my keyboard that were broken. It was just like serious levels of latency that was being injected into the game for some reason.
On my weekly visit
Which,
to Ironbeard's tomb,
was a problem.
I was attacked by dreadful dripping oozes. Naturally, I panicked. I threw
Sounds
my
like a
bag
New
at
Year
one, but
resolution.
didn't
Make
do
Stanley
anything.
great
The
again.
ooze just
Or
sucked
work
it
again.
right up.
Yeah.
Luckily, it did give me enough time to get away. The bad news is that I really need to get the contents of my bag. I don't know which ooze I threw my bag at. They all look the same. Ironbeard's tomb is northeast of here, near Dunmudder. Thank you so much.
Well, don't throw your silly handbag at oozes then. Ridiculous. Whose fault is that then? Quest log is full again. I really don't know which quests are safe to delete and which ones are not. Messenger to Westfall. We can probably get rid of that one. That sounds like a breadcrumb quest anyway. That stupid selling fish one. This, to my understanding, didn't lead anywhere and was only really for a recipe that I already know. Maybe we'll get rid of that one too. We can always, worst case scenario. Did that delete the fish as well? Oh, it did. It nuked the fish instantly. Oh, well, there's 3 fish I'm never getting back again.
On my
Okay.
weekly visit to Ironbeard's tomb, I was attacked by dreadful dripping oozes. Naturally, I panicked. I threw my bag.
Hang on, shush you, shush. Is that voiceover thing working for retail? Unfortunately not, no. Unfortunately not. I spoke to the developer of the add-on once upon a time and quizzed him if he was going to make a retail version. And he said he wasn't against doing it, it's just a money thing. That he said it would probably take significantly more money to do it for retail due to the vast quantity of text in retail compared to classic. I mean, I would actually genuinely go as far as to like pay for voice over modules per expansion. I know there's rules and regulations about selling add-ons. You can't have paid for add-ons, but what you can have is a free add-on that has paid for data that goes with it. This is how Zygor gets around Blizzard's rules. And Zygor's obviously been around forever, so it's clearly considered acceptable. Anybody can download and use Zygor for free. The add-on is completely free and available for everybody, but if you want all of the data, all of the guides that go in Zygor, then you have to have your Zygor subscription. If this voiceover guy that has done the hard work doing this for Classic was to do the same thing in retail and allow people for like a couple of bucks to buy the voice-over modules for the different expansions, I would be first in the queue to pay for it. I mean, I would love if Blizzard were to get their act together and do it themselves, but I don't think they ever will. Funny fact, by the way, the WoW devs had issues keeping people in their designated zone and keep mob grinding because that was the meta for leveling up back in the days. So they added way more quests that were commonplace to solve that issue, and by accident created WoW's biggest selling point, its actual casual gameplay. Yeah. This was it. Like, mob grinding was significantly more efficient way back when. And so that's all. But that was also a kind of, what's the word I'm looking for here? That was just the meta for playing an MMO. MMOs up until World of Warcraft were about grinding. You had very little actual storyline or quests per se to do. You might get told to go somewhere for some reason, but there wasn't really much behind it. You would go somewhere, and that was basically telling you, oh, the next level of mobs to kill is in this zone. Go kill them over there now. And then when you were out-leveled that zone, you'd find another NPC telling you to go somewhere else. That just was... That was MMOs in their infancy. So yeah, questing was kind of unique for WoW as well. Voiceover for retail would be a whole new experience. I mean, I would, take all of my money. I absolutely love this voiceover in Classic. For the first time ever, I've listened to storylines, I've learned things about the characters in the zones, and I feel even more engaged in the gameplay. It's really simple. But the difference between a block of text coming up on the side of your screen that you're expected to read before you click accept, and a combination of 2 add-ons, one that makes, scrolls the text to you, and one that actually reads it out. That's all it takes to multiplicatively improve the experience of the leveling and the questing. It's great. I genuinely cannot understand why Blizzard have never done it. It seems like such a dumb, simple, straightforward, obvious thing to do. And yeah, sure, probably costs cash monies, but it's not going to cost that much cash monies, not relative to how much cash monies that Blizzard should have. If Bobby refuels his boat, it probably costs more than doing the voice acting for all of retail. So yeah. But an AI equivalent is good enough for me. Bobby's out. He is. Well, he's on his way out. He's on his way out. He's got a week left, right? He's got a week left. He's got one last Christmas before he's vamoosh. I don't think he'll be missed. I mean, you'd have to borderline resurrect past dictators to do much worse than Mr. Bobby Kotick, in my opinion. Not a pleasant guy. Not a pleasant man. I mean, he's probably not sacrificing kittens for a hobby, but, like, some of his actions have been pretty deplorable. It's weird I've not heard anybody or seen anybody write, "Oh, that's a shame." Well, yeah, exactly. Exactly, because nobody thinks it. Everybody's like, finally, at last. I think there is an element of scapegoatism. I don't believe that the impact of one single person can dictate the success or failure of a company. But that isn't in any way, shape or form a get-out-of-jail-free card for some of the actions he's clearly taken over the years. So this is why management can justify being paid more than regular Joe, because they also take on an air of responsibility. I don't understand why Bobby Kotick seems to have had all of the money and none of the responsibility. That in itself is an oxymoron to me. He's been one of the highest paid executives, the highest paid CEOs ever. You know, not just within the industry, but ever. You can probably calculate it to $1 out of every single monthly subscription to World of Warcraft goes in his pocket, nearly directly. That man has taken so much money out of this company, it is beyond ridiculous. Before you consider all of the flipping recent allegations over the past years, and I have to use the word allegations for legal reasons, obviously, regardless to whether people believe they are just allegations or not. Why is Bobby particularly so hated by everybody exactly? Because he's just not a nice person. He is 100% in it for himself. He has a track record of very deplorable actions as a leader. So much as continuously downplaying or downright pushing under the rug serious accusations of things like sexual abuse and all sorts of things. He's just not a nice man. And I'm nearly dead. Yeah, just look at a few articles by googling his name, and you'll get a feel for the kind of character he is. Within Blizzard and Activision, he's kind of been considered a bit of a meme in terms of the fact, like, Bobby's yacht is one of the biggest memes. Oh, there's a new store mount. Well, that's to go in that's to pay for Bobby's next yacht. Like, none of the money, it often feels to the general player base, or has felt to the general player base, that the vast reason why he is pushing so hard to make money is not to make better video games, but to line his pockets with more gold. So yeah, people don't like him. People don't like him. Pros, saved Activision from bankruptcy. Cons, everything else. Yeah, everything else. If you can think of it, it's probably been a thing. Any idea how he has risen so high in Blizzard? Well, he was there from the beginning. He's as old as the furniture there. He I nearly gave him some credit that was not due then. He was sincerely responsible in taking Activision from the brink of bankruptcy 30 odd years ago and turned it around. So that one business success many moons ago, he's just sat at the top of the tree ever since. And the more you know about business, the more you learn that it's not necessarily what you know, it's who you know as well. And he rubs shoulders with some very, very high up people in business. Isn't he, or wasn't he, on the board of directors for like Coca-Cola at some point? I'm not sure if I've got that exactly right, but it's just to sort of emphasize the level he's at. Where be this crocodile? Here you are. And when you're in that sort of position, it's nearly impossible to fall from it because there's always a safety net underneath you. He tripled the shares I bought some years ago. Saviour's one of the shareholders. Quick, get him. Arguably solid business decision though. Can't fault you on that one. Well done. IRL Goblin right there. If nothing else, he has the money to create a safety net. Well, this is what it is, right? You know, if you have enough money, you can get away with anything. One more crocodile skin. One more crocodile would be nice. Hey, there we go. Oh, now we need to get Gobbler's Head. This is impossible. Are these Murlocs still being hyper farmed? These Murlocs drop the what are they called? They drop the clams that give the iridescent pearls. Is that the one? Ubi that. Have a buff. Meaning they've been hyper farmed for a while. Although there was also some respawn glitch with a chest that crashed the price of iridescent pearls, apparently. Right, we need to somehow figure out how we can get Gobbler to spawn and to get the tag on him. He looks like a grey Murloc. We want to somewhat ignore most other Murlocs if possible, in aid of trying to tag Gobbler. Maybe if we can snag him on a respawn somewhere. Shall I ninja that chest? Yeah, of course we ninja the chest. Yoink. Sorry, Mr. Mage, snooze you lose. The game's the game. That's about as deplorable as my actions get, by the way. I'll ninja a chest from another mage, it's only fair. He was probably a bot anyway. What an asshole move. Game's the game. Game's the game. Merry Christmas. Pissed off a bot, clearly. Clearly. You can get away with it if you finish a retail dude. Classic Andy. Oh, nothing beats a nothing beats a little bit of crazy in the morning. Now you're a retailer, classic player doesn't make your move. Oh dear, what have I started? Oh dear. All because I stole 2 lesser mana potions off him. Where even is Gobbler? Come on. He's not going to spawn, is he? Or he's going to spawn and I'm going to miss him. I wonder if I can just kind of lurk in the middle. Close enough to all of the camps. Do we need anything? Oh, we do actually need to slay just 12 Murlocs anyway. I'm kind of keen to get Gobbler's head first. The respawn on the other Murlocs is not a problem. How far did you get into Stone Talon Mountains? We only did we did very little. Very little there. I always create a macro / target XXX and use them with a skull. That's what this little Zygor macro does. This Zygor macro automatically changes to whatever the focus is for your next part of the quest. So I can spam this button now, and as and when Gobbler spawns, it will target them and put a skull on them. Which, if I'm then quick enough, I'll be able to get the tag on as well. How do you open these battered footlockers? Is this just a rogue thing? Is that all that is? I've seen a bunch of these about. Oh, there he was. There he was. Well, that means he's been pew-pewed. He's been pew-pewed, Barney Begrewed, which means it's probably going to be a couple of minutes before he respawns, isn't it? He's dead here. Does that mean he respawns here, or is his respawn location... Can it spawn in any of these locations, or is these just Zygor indicating where the camps are? I've had problems killing this dude before. Classic starts to feel very sandbox after a while. I'm liking it so far, though. I can't deny. I'm very much liking it right now. There's plenty enough stuff to make, you know, give that nostalgia kick, but there's also plenty enough that's changed because of Season of Discovery to make it kind of feel refreshing enough to bother doing again. If that makes sense. And I kind of know that Season of Discovery is not permanent, but I'm still kind of content with it not being permanent, if that makes sense. It's permanent enough that I'm willing to do it. I don't know how better to describe that. One of the things that kept me vastly interested in World of Warcraft over the years is the permanence of it, right? Any action that you take or anything you collect or anything you do in the game was, you know, slowly working you towards ultimately an ever moving goalpost. But the point was that you felt as if you were doing something. That sense of permanence was quite nice. Because very, very few games are able to actually pull that off. Because most games, you go into them knowing that, oh, I'll play this game for 20, 30 hours, and then I'll complete it, and then I'll be done, right? There's often not any sort of long tail advantage to be had by just playing the game. It's kind of what makes an MMO feel like an MMO. That you can do more than other players and you will achieve more than other players, and then by virtue you'll have more than other players. Kind of a bit like an IRL simulator. The harder you work, the more you earn, the more you make, the more you have, the better you feel, regardless of whether it's material or not. Obviously, Season of Discovery, though, we kind of know it's a game mode. That whatever you do will eventually, or, you know, at some point, they turn the servers off and it's GG well played. We know that this is not going to be a forever thing. If you totally want that forever experience, then retail is your go-to. But Season of Discovery, I think, is going to last long enough that I'm willing to put the time and the effort into the characters now because it's fun, and I also feel that there's plenty enough time to enjoy it. Permanence thing is why I love it, even though I mostly play solo. No single player game except sandboxes are this big. Yeah. And unfortunately, many sandboxes are often big for the sake of being big when there's actually not much in them. You know, they're often full of fluff and stuff. There's often vast distances between like two houses, and they, you know, just so that they can put on the box that the map is like 40 square kilometers or 100 square kilometers or something, you know. But you know, there's actually only X amount of. Oh, Gobbler. Got him. Got him. There we go. Now we just need to kill some Murlocs. Beautiful. I still haven't completed that quest on my hunter. My other most played game is Minecraft. Well, my second most played game is Factorio. But one game that I've clocked in cumulatively probably thousands of hours is, let's just call it the Grand Theft Auto series, right? Because I've played every single Grand Theft Auto that's ever existed, often multiple times. I still, to this day, go back and play the storyline in Grand Theft Auto 5 to completion probably once a year on average. Here's a question for people then. What's people's favourite of all time Grand Theft Auto game? This always sparks some interest because people usually have a favourite. I know I definitely have a favourite. The problem is I can't easily justify why it's my favourite. Which story do you think is better, Cyberpunk or GTA 5? Oh, GTA 5, easily. GTA 5 has one of the best storylines and the best implementation of a story that has nearly ever been made. Absolutely incredible piece of gameplay. Cyberpunk is good, don't get me wrong. At least Cyberpunk has the ability to make some pretty memorable characters. But GTA 5 storyline, there's no competition. Absolutely no competition. I think, in my opinion, it's one of the best stories that's ever been made in a game. The way that they almost completely seamlessly tie in 3 different main characters and interweave them all and make you care about them all, and they all have their own backstory and side. It's just wonderful. Absolutely incredible. Best GTA, Vice City until the damn drone quest. It's interesting you say Vice City because that's also my favourite GTA of all time. Unfortunately, it doesn't have vast amounts of replayability, but I absolutely loved Vice City. I don't know if it just came out at the right time, but I played Vice City to death. Oh my god, Vice City was probably the start of my, World of Warcraft Goblin adventures. Best part of Vice City for me was owning the businesses, jumping in my helicopter, flying around, and just taking my takings from all of the businesses in Vice City. I absolutely love that to death. That was brilliant. Why don't you play GTA on stream? Well, mostly because people would expect and want me to play GTA RP, and that's not my thing. That's not my thing at all. I didn't even particularly like GTA 5 Online. I thought GTA 5 Online generally was an online mode for the sake of having an online mode and for the sake of making a fuckload of money, which it clearly did. Obviously, RP came along. RP came along very much like Hardcore came along for Blizzard, right? It was just kind of gifted to them. If it wasn't for the expertise of the modding scene for GTA coming up with GTA RP, GTA would not be top of the Twitch directory like it still is. Because the main, the official GTA Online, I think, is dog doo-doo. It's good if you got a party of people together and you go run some custom races or something like that, but that doesn't feel particularly like GTA to me. That's kind of like, party mode, if that makes sense. That side of things can be fun, but if I was to play GTA, if I was to pick up a Grand Theft Auto game, I'd be picking it up to play the single player side of things. More so. And flipping Netflix has got like the definitive edition, the remake of the GTA games. I loaded Netflix up on my phone the other day and it tried to get me to install Vice City. I was like, what the flipping hell is this? What's Netflix doing with GTA? But apparently Netflix have done a deal. Of course they have. Does that mean when GTA 6 launches you will be streaming it? 100%. Absolutely, no questions asked. I will do whatever I need to do to play that game on launch, and I will play it to death. It does mean I will at some point need to buy a console because it's not going to launch on PC, and I'll need to figure all of that shenanigans out. But I think we've got plenty of time to worry about that. It's not coming out anytime soon, so. Yeah, GTA RP is not my thing. It would have been maybe 10 years ago. It's not for me anymore, though. That level of RP is intriguing, but it's not me. I mean, I've played World of Warcraft for nearly 2 decades, and I've never had any inclination to jump on an RP server or do any RP. Even in World of Warcraft, which is a game which is arguably quite well suited to roleplay. It's just not my thing. creating an alternative character for the purpose of playing a video game, and I don't know, sticking to speed limits because a fake cop might come and pull you over. It's no. No, thank you. I get it. I see why people enjoy it. It's just not me. Oh, resist? God damn. Did you see there's a GTA RP server where you need to pay $200 to be a mod? I mean, that, you know, it's private. It's World of Warcraft private servers all over again. It's of no surprise to me. I've seen this before, right? It's WoW private servers all over again. If it wasn't for the fact that GTA RP was the golden ticket for Rockstar in terms of keeping relevancy for GTA 5 for so long, I mean, obviously GTA RP has practically got nothing to do with Rockstar, other than Rockstar take benefit of probably an extra 10 million copies of the game being sold every year, even 10 years after the game comes out. So obviously Rockstar do benefit from it, but they've got nothing to do with it, other than allowing it to continue. I'm kind of glad Rockstar didn't try and steal the limelight on GTA RP and just let them do their thing, because hopefully that's meant that they can still make cash monies at an outrageous scale from GTA 5 and just pump that into GTA 6 development. That's the hope here. I'll flip it now. I forgot these respawn like omega fast. Never too old, how we doing? Welcome in. Good morning to you. Awesome holiday suit. Yeah, we got the Christmas hoodie on. I think it makes sense. The last stream before Christmas, the last stream of 2023, I thought I'd festive it up a touch. I mean, I feel that I haven't put in anywhere near enough effort to be festive this year, but IRL has kept me relatively busy as well this month. I have not decorated my studio in any way, shape or form. In fact, we've even gone so far as to green screen it so you can't see the studio half the time. But that is partly because I have not festived up the studio in any way, shape or form. But the hoodie does its job, I think. That was my aim. I'm going to be honest, all of my plans for December went out the window when I got addicted to playing Season of Discovery. I had so many more plans for December. So many more plans, and I've done none of them. In a way, I feel kind of quite bad. But my plan for December going into it was I was going to redo all of my retail profession guides. My profession leveling guides, and they were going to be two-parters. One part was going to be the actual direct leveling of the profession, and then the second part was going to be a 5-minute, 7-minute, 10-minute overview of why and what you can use that profession for. And I was going to do that for every profession. Use the stream side of things to practice, to make sure I've got all my facts straight, all my ducks in a line, and then the videos would come out almost daily. That was my goal for December, and I have done nothing but play this stupid Season of Discovery. God damn you video games. So maybe that will have to be January's goal instead. And the reason I wanted to do it is because we've seen 10.2, we've seen 10.2.5, we've even got sneak peeks further ahead, and I don't think there's much of anything changing with professions between now and the end of the expansion. So I don't feel it's I feel it's a relatively safe time now that we are technically more than halfway through the expansion to do a revisit of how to level the professions, now that we have more knowledge and more access to stuff and a better understanding of how absolutely everything works. My profession videos my leveling videos were recorded in the beta, so they're showing their age, yet they are still remarkably popular on my channel. Last time I looked at one of the videos, it had like nearly 80,000 views on it, which surprised even me. Dragonflight profession leveling guides is how I found you. Yeah, I suspect that's true for many people. There's still I mean, it's, you know, it's not that buoyant, but there's still a steady flow of people that use those videos, and my concern is that they are not as informative or as helpful as I think they could be now. The leveling process hasn't changed, but one of the biggest criticisms of those videos was that they stopped at level 50. But that was because that's where the game was designed for you to stop at. Like, past 50, you were meant to be able to go in one of many different routes, one of which was farm your ass off with work orders, which didn't feel very informative in a guide. So I was like, right, this will get you where you need to go, then you can go this way, or this way, and in time you will eventually get there. Most people, when they look for a guide for something, especially if the guide says 1 to 100 leveling, that's what people want. They want to be able to get from one. Why is this worth so much? Oh, flat 5 agility. Oh, that's hunter bait all over, that is, isn't it? Oh, we won't disenchant that one. Have a buff. So yeah, we'll see what happens when we come back in January, whether I make that January's goal instead, or whether I'm still going to be more than addicted to playing this when we come back. Who knows? What's 100 gold in Season of Discovery worth in retail? No clue. Absolutely no idea. No idea. Probably, I don't know. No idea. I actually genuinely don't have any clue. It could be worth 20k, it could be 100k, I have no idea. The argument is that nowadays people will probably lots of people probably have gold in retail, or at least their credit card can get them gold in retail. What they actually want is gold in Season of Discovery, not the other way around. Where is this goddamn bag? 0 HP? Nah, we had loads of HP, it's fine. Living on the edge. Just had an argument with a guy that it's just a recraft and you only press one button. Got me really tilted. Yeah, that's why I don't do work orders. I don't play video games to get unnecessarily tilted by other people. That's why I don't do PvP all that much, if at all, because I have no desire to get pissed off just by playing a video game, and I know it's going to happen, so hence I don't do work orders. I'll do work orders for friends and people like that, but like, I'm not doing them for Joe Public. It's such an invalid argument, though. This is what gets me with that. It's just a bullshit argument. The argument doesn't make any sense. If it's just a button press, then go press the button. Why are you asking me to press the button then? If it's just a button press, go press the button. Oh, what's that? You don't have that button? Oh, well, it's clearly not just a button press, is it then? It's such a bullshit argument. Everything in a game is just a button press. It's so dumb. Just done some research. 100 gold in Season of Discovery is pretty much 1 million in retail. 1 million in retail is give or take 3 tokens. So we're saying 100 gold has a real world value of about 60 euros or dollars, either or. That's a surprise. In fact, that's not a surprise at all. I bought the lariat recipe week after it first dropped, moved to Taran Mill, made 10 mil in a day, but it felt like it was not worth it. I was so burnt out from customer service. Yeah, I have no intention of playing customer service in a video game. Hell no. Absolutely not happening. You'd have to pay me more than double minimum wage to do that IRL. Why the hell would I do it for free in a video game? Honestly. Makes no sense. Hey, finally! Goddamn bag dropped. Only took 500 kills of the ooze. Gotta sell some of the flasks of oil though, aren't those things worth something? Oh, 51 copper a piece. Maybe not. Had a guy send a lariat order at rank 5, 486, 100 gold. Spent 10 minutes explaining to him to set it to rank 4 so I don't lose 50 metal. I wouldn't have bothered. I'd have just not filled his order and gone about my day. Like, it's the system is not intuitive, and it shouldn't be the responsibility of the crafter to educate the buyer on how the system works. If the system doesn't function well, if somebody sends a rank 5 order through and there is no possible way for you to fulfill that order at rank 5, that shouldn't be your problem. Just cancel the order, go about your day. Like, it's this is the point, right?
Be heading in the direction of Menethil, would you? If you're not, I'd suggest you stop there.
This is why I've been #1 advocate for a proper system to facilitate, like, finding crafters and showcasing what said crafter needs to be able to just press the button.
And I'd like to put off facing her
Yeah.
as long as possible.
First experience in customer service. Yeah, your first experience in customer service probably shouldn't be in a video game. that's gonna cause problems. Moss hide mongrels. Hey, we've been here before. Moss-hide mongrels, my old buddy, old pal. We've been here before. I am a pro in the art of destroying you guys. Should we even go as far as to reminisce about how we once pew-pewed you en masse for about 4 levels? I think it's safe to say that my number one desire from the War Within in regard to crafting is going to be some solution. I don't necessarily even want to say the word system because I don't know if it entirely needs systemizing, but some solution to balance out the way work orders are conducted. As it stands at the moment, the system is unintuitive for both parties. I think that needs to be, those rough edges need to be smoothed over. And additionally, I feel that there needs to be something that allows for the crafters to showcase what it is they can do. That is not spamming looking for work in trade chat, because it is not 2006. Oh my god, those literally respawned as I killed them. How are you ever meant to get that chest? That chest is impossible to get. Those fellas respawned as I killed them. How am I meant to get that chest? Oh, these aren't even the right fellas. Oh, these aren't even the right ones. We didn't get credit for a single mongrel or nullhide. What are these then? Fen runners? Oh, okay. Bunch of losers. Okay. You're one of the ones we actually need to kill. Well, let's try pick you off individually then. Okay. Biggest problem with the crafting order system is it doesn't show the customer the stats and how quality of mats affects the craft. Well, there's no way it can, and I'm of the opinion that the reality is that somebody buying a piece of gear doesn't need to know that shit. This is why I think it's not very intuitive. You don't go into a shop and need to understand the manufacturing process to buy an iPhone. You go into a shop and you give them some money and they give you a product. Like, it doesn't need to be that complicated. Why should somebody going to get a piece of gear crafted need to know the ins and outs of how that item is crafted? That's the crafter's side of the deal, right? It just doesn't make any sense that emphasis is put on the buyer of the piece of gear in the first place. And if the system is so backwards that it can be possible for a customer to come along and place an incorrect order, it's just a bad system. You can't paint it any other way. So these are some of the rough edges that need smoothing out, and I think the way they do that is by re-evaluating how the crafting works. It doesn't require significant changes; it's only very subtle. Inspiration is nearly the cause of all of these issues. If they retune inspiration, and I think it needs just rework, not just balancing. I think inspiration just needs reworking, because in its current form, it just doesn't do what it should do, and it doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense that you can get like 30%, 40% inspiration. At that point, it's not luck. You start relying on it. And once you start relying on it, it broke the rest of the system completely. Yet still not allowing people to guarantee max crafts so that orders can get placed that they can't physically fill. It's just, you know, these are some of the rough edges that need to be smoothed out. And if they smooth them out, they've got a really good system. This is what I hope is crafting orders part 2, right? I hope they work on something that polishes off these rough edges and creates a more balanced, even playing field for all players. I'd like to buy an iPhone 14. Okay, sir, did you bring us the pieces to build your iPhone? Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. That's not for the sake of gameplay. That's just an inconvenience for everybody involved, right? Crafters want to do crafting things, and crafters can do crafting things as long as there's people that don't want to do crafting things who will be willing to buy the things from the people who... That's just the fundamental of an economy, right? Somebody does something, and then somebody does something else, and they share their expertise. The expertise in this scenario is shared usually by the exchange of some gold. It's like literally day one of economics class. And you can't, you know, you can't try and reinvent the wheel just because it's a video game. It's not going to work. It's going to cause friction. It's going to cause confusion. And surprise, surprise, it did just that. So, try again is what I say. Try again. Now you know what works and what doesn't work. Reevaluate the situation. Make a few tweaks, make a few changes, and we go again. That's kind of, you know, development. It works. Nobody likes chance-based systems. Yeah, I think any form of procs in the eyes of the customer, I think procs shouldn't be significant in the eyes of the customer. Nobody wants a 30% chance to make a rank 4. Sorry, nobody wants, you know, a guaranteed rank 4, but with a 30% chance to make a rank 5. No customer wants that. A customer wants to buy something, and they want a price for buying something. That's what they want, right? Like, so in that regard, it makes no sense that the system works in the way it does. I kind of feel as if I've repeated myself 500 times on this topic, though, because, I mean, I this is the feedback I gave in the Dragonflight beta, that whilst the concept of the system is quite cool, the reality of it is that it's not going to gel well with people. And surprise, surprise, it didn't gel well with people. I mean, I don't want to do the old "I told you so," but I definitely did. This is why I'm hoping that when they do a 2.0 version of it for the next expansion, they can make a few changes. Right, I need more nulls now, and we might just cherry pick off single ones at this point, because I'm not exactly here to grind XP or anything, am I? So. As a customer, I have no desire to buy materials. Name the price. We can haggle a bit. But asking me to bring mats is just stupid. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. If you wanted to mess about bringing materials, you'd have flipping leveled the profession in the first place. If you care about that sort of stuff, you care about that sort of stuff. The reason you're hunting down for somebody to make the item for you in the first place is predominantly because you don't care about that stuff to have done it yourself. That's the point, I think, here. If you cared enough to make the item, you'd have leveled the profession and you'll make all of the items for yourself. You'll build in that self-sufficiency. Cooking is my favourite example of this. That cooking showcases to me and to everybody else that just because everybody can do something doesn't mean they have the desire or the will to do it. Everybody can make their own food buffs. No questions asked. Everybody can farm the materials they need and they can cook up their own stuff. Everybody has access to cooking. Look how many people don't. Right? Why don't they? Because somebody else is happy to do it for them and they just go to the auction house and they buy their food buffs. Simple. There's no... This kind of concept of you bring me a bunch of your materials is one of those pie-in-the-sky theories of, oh, well, somebody might have farmed up some of these materials. Somebody might already have those materials and want to use them when crafting something. That's a hypothetical that doesn't really work in reality. If somebody picks up a few random materials accidentally when they're out questing, they're not going to go, oh, I've got 6 pieces of leather. If I get 8 pieces of leather, I can take them to a leather worker and they can make me a new shiny, pair of braces. No, they take those 6 pieces of leather and they either vendor them because they couldn't care less about the gold anyway, or they take them to the auction house and sell them to a leather worker, who then makes the gear and then puts the gear also on the auction house. Why are we going? Why do we have a system that is actually significantly better, and why have we gone backwards? For the sake of gameplay. Make better games. I don't overly systemize shit unless it is necessary. This is what I think the work orders were, or what the work orders were pushed to be. I don't think they actually were overly systemized in the initial concept. Because they came out of Shadowlands, right? Where there was a significant problem where the exact variation of the item you wanted wasn't always available. Who remembers patch 9.2 where we had the Zereth Mortis crafted gear, the 262s, where you could put embellishments on them. But there was the problem that there was 20 different possible variations of each different item, and it wasn't viable for crafters to make 20 different variations and try and sell 20 different variations. And so there was often times where you would find ones with like plus speed on them on the auction house because they were kind of quite common, but if you wanted something that wasn't the most common one, if you wanted a slightly different variation, you had no way of being able to get that sort of exact order. So the crafting order system in theory sounds great, sounds fantastic. Oh, I can put in a custom order. I can say I want this piece of gear with this embellishment on it with these secondary stats, and somebody will make that for me. On paper, on the drawing board, that sounds fantastic. But Blizzard, as Blizzard tends to do, way over-systemized something and then way over-incentivized people to use it because it was a new system and they have to justify using new systems for the sake of engagement metrics. They cannot possibly, like the developers, this isn't shade on the developers particularly, but like... most developers are probably competitive at Blizzard and they want to know, they want to be able to make a system that everybody enjoys and everybody uses. Well, how do we make everybody use this new custom order system? Well, let's make it so you can only custom order stuff. No. Now you've undone one of the core reasons why we wanted a system like this in the first place. Custom orders were so you had access to something that you didn't already have. Don't take away the thing you already have in aid of then only having a custom order system. There's no logic in that either. Like, why are you going backwards to go forwards? And it in turn feels like we didn't go forwards at all. We went only backwards. Because most people, I don't think, particularly enjoy messing around with crafting orders. Give people, if you said to anybody, you could get this thing on the auction house, or you could get, give people the choice, which is easier to use. Well, clearly the auction house is easier to use. You go there, you search for the thing, you find the thing, it tells you exactly how much it is, you press buy, and it's in your mailbox. Done. Absolutely no problems whatsoever. GG, well played. Let's move on. Next, please. It didn't need to be as complicated as Blizzard made it. And all they have actually done in Dragonflight is falsify and fiddle the numbers, right? People complained that, oh, okay, there's never any public orders for me to fill. I can't level up my professions. Okay then, so how do we fix this problem? Well, let's not fix it, let's cook the books. How do we cook the books? How do we implement a band-aid fix that looks like we've solved the problem but doesn't actually solve the problem? Because truly solving the problem at this point is too much like hard work. We need a band-aid. What's that band-aid? Well, the band-aid is we'll let people place orders without any materials on them and 0 gold, e.g. scam orders. So now all of a sudden a big old list of scam orders sits there, and it now looks like there's lots of orders to fill. We've band-aid fixed the problem that people had, that there was no orders. Yeah, but people still do not want to fill those orders. So, this is why it was, trying to pull the wool over our eyes. And we're not, people are not dumb, right? People are not dumb. It takes 2 minutes for people to look at an order and go, well, hang on, there's 10,000 gold of materials here and somebody's giving me a 20 gold tip. Well, I guess I'm not doing that one then. Like, it's silly. Totally silly. I think the best solution for work orders in general is for people to not be able to provide any materials. Like, somebody should be able to come along and say, I want this piece of gear with these secondary stats and this embellishment on it at this item level. They should have no obligation to provide any materials. In fact, I would prefer it if there wasn't even the option to provide materials, because that is a level of complexity that only makes the system harder to use. Like, the materials should be in the hands of the crafters, right? That's a crafter thing. They should be the ones that are worrying about having the right materials, getting the materials at the right qualities. Are they using illustrious insight to create a higher... Like, all of that is a crafter game. That's the crafter game. I kind of see from the perspective of that, okay, well, if you want only certain amount of people to put in orders for certain items, that they need one key item, well, make it so that they have to provide that one key item, but don't make them provide the leather. Turning up with some rank 1 leathers and then asking for a rank 5 craft out the back of it is not helpful for anybody involved. It's just dumb. Totally dumb. Anyway, work order rant over. How the hell did you get me onto this conversation? It's happened again. Like I said, I kind of feel a bit like a broken record on this topic sometimes. But it's because I'm passionate about it, and it's the fact that, like I said, overall it feels like we took steps backwards, not forwards. There was a clear problem within Shadowlands and towards the end of Shadowlands specifically, and that the ability to make different variations of items was cool, but it created one problem, was that the exact variation people might want is not necessarily always readily available. And they fixed that by saying, okay, we're going to take away the ability for crafters to easily sell their stuff, and we're going to make it so that everybody has to, because of bind on pickup, everybody has to put in a custom order if they want anything. How is that anything but a step backwards? And you know what will happen? Come the next expansion, which is very clever, come the next expansion, they'll improve the situation, hopefully. They'll improve the situation, and they'll get a pat on the back for improving the situation. This is what happens. They cause a problem, and then they fix it, and then they get praised for fixing the problem. And I'll be the one praising them. This is the stupid thing, right? I'll be the one that going, yes, finally, they've removed bind on pickup. Yes, they've finally allowed custom orders to, you know, backtrack to transmog, which is ultimately why most people wanted it in the first place. You know, they'll do the right thing eventually, because they nearly always do. But they take an arse-about-tit route of doing it, and in turn annoy a bunch of people whilst doing it. A bunch of people, namely me. God, I wish I wasn't so passionate about this. Stressful. Far too much stress for Christmas time. Oh no, the flipping... Okay. Did we aggro this fella again? We did. I'd rather just evade him, because he's going to rip me a new one. It's easier to run away from that Mistweaver than it is to try and fight my way through that. Do you want some stream background white noise whilst playing or working? Look no further. Simply mention code word work orders to activate Manthia's white noise service for 1 hour. Totally free. Yeah. I spent a fortune on a pattern for the necklace. Then they lowered public orders from 20 down to 4. Yeah. I forgot they did that. Yeah. I forgot they did that. I can't pull you without also pulling you, so the easiest solution here is to ignore. You're off killing all of these dudes. Let's see what respawns. Who are you? A null. Good. We only need 3 more nulls. We're not going to interrupt this mage doing mage things. So he's clearly trying to level. I like your rants on work orders. I wish I didn't feel so passionate about it. It just gets to me. It gets to me that, like, I don't know. There was such an obvious solution to the problem, and yet they seem to dance around the obvious solution in aid of making a less obvious solution. I don't know. It just... the logical part of my brain is just, like, blue screening, because it doesn't make any sense. Right, 1 more null. There we go, you. Let's grab you real quick. Drop a dot on your head. Let's use this dude to heal up a bit as well. Okay, beautiful. Turning stuff in. Hang on. Let me go grab a drink. I want them to make alchemy actually use the system in a meaningful way instead of like 4 potions or vials and the rest just fighting for scraps on the auction house. with all the gatherers if you don't have the raid potion recipe. Well, alchemy is one of those professions, right, where it's always been about providing consumables to people. You make small little potions and you sell them to people in bulk, and then they come back next week and they buy more potions. There isn't really any logical reason why you need work orders for alchemy. The fact that they've made some bind on pickup potions and vials is just crowbarring alchemy into the system where it doesn't need to be in the system. There's no reason why a potion that is exactly the same every time you drink said potion, it gives you buff for 20 seconds, 1 minute cooldown, whatever the case may be, right? It's the same every time. There's the work order system should have been called the custom order system, because that's what it is. And that's what it was originally designed for. Alchemy has no need to use the system because it's not making things, apart from maybe the alchemy trinket from time to time that could potentially be customized with an embellishment or different secondary stats or something. If you're making a piece of gear, it makes a lot of sense. Alchemy, it is not a profession where it makes sense, so it doesn't need to use the work orders. Enchanting is kind of another one. There's absolutely zero reason for a profession that is very, very, very heavily focused on providing stat buffs to other players. You are enchanting a piece of gear in a way so that it does something a little bit more than what it does by default. Meaning you're making a scroll that somebody can buy maybe a couple of so they have spares, but there is no level of customization needed there. So it doesn't need a work order system. But the enchanted worms, crests, and that sort of stuff were a way to crowbar enchanting into having to use the work order system when by default it doesn't need to. There's no real reason for that to be a thing. That was another scenario of complexity for the sake of complexity. This is why often I tend to have the opinion that Blizzard don't make, or they don't add, systems aren't always needed for things. You don't need to systemize everything. If there is a more logical, more easy to understand, better gameplay route to go, that should be the route that you take, not the route that makes people use your systems more. This is a video game. It is for entertainment. It is for enjoyment. It is not for system engagement. If you design and build the game in a way that promotes system engagement, you are going to do that at the jeopardy of interesting, fun, understandable gameplay, which is counterintuitive. So why do it? It doesn't make any sense. There's no real reason to be acting and making the game in that direction. It's where a lot of the criticism of Blizzard comes from. That world of system craft, world of currency craft. There doesn't need to be 500 different currencies every expansion. The reason currencies specifically are used so abundantly is so that it creates a reset every time there's a new piece of content, that regardless to what you have done previously, you now have to go and refarm something to get the new currency to do the same thing as you did the last patch. The reason there is significantly more, because you could, if you were really trying to make the best gameplay experience, you would say that, right, well, actually, people put in the work to generate this currency previously. They should have a small leg up. And they actually used to do this, right? They used to carry currencies forward. But what the approach that they would take is they would make the new things use exponentially more of that currency than was ever available in the patch before. We saw this with flipping out, what was it at the beginning of 10.0? That one currency we would farm, and then there was a fuckload of it on the Forbidden Isle, or Forbidden Reach, sorry. So much so of it that it went from being like you'd farm 200 of it in an hour to needing 200,000 of it to get a mount or something. I can't remember the name of it. That is more of a logical way of doing things, but just introducing a straight new currency. Elemental Overflow, that's the one, yeah. You could get Elemental Overflow from day 0, but you could only get very small quantities, enough to, if you put some time and effort in to get the thing that you wanted to spend the Elemental Overflow on. Come 10.0.5 though, with the Forbidden Reach, all of a sudden you need like hundreds of thousands of it. But you could still use the currency that you'd acquired in the previous patch as to give you a step in the right direction. Where is this envelope? I remember this quest. Looks like a rolled up white scroll in the hand of a dead dwarf. There it is. If you just straight up make a brand new currency to do the same thing as what happens the patch prior to that, that's making systems for the sake of making systems again. Oh, quest log is full. Zygor, surely you should know my quest log is full. You told me to pick up half the quests. Maybe we don't strictly need these ones just yet. I don't know if cancelling these is a good move or not, but we can always pick them up again if we need to. Like what we've seen with 10.2 in the Emerald Dream. In 10.2 with the Emerald Dream, you have to do a bunch of stuff. You have to go collect a bunch of seeds, to plant a bunch of seeds. To be able to nurture those seeds, you also need elemental dewdrops, which requires playing in the new zone somewhat. To be able to grow 5 seeds a week, to be able to hand in the quest for your one single seed bloom. Seed bloom being the new currency that you need. That new currency that just so happens to do exactly the same thing as what 10.1 did, right? But you need a new currency to go out and get it. It ultimately means that you get a piece of transmog. And you can get 1 piece of transmog a week, and they'll drip feed it to you. Systems layered on top of systems and layered on top of systems, cleverly disguised each and every patch to make you think that it's something actually different. When in reality, it's the same thing with just a slightly different path to success. And this is why it can sometimes, even though you're doing something different, not seem as fun to play, and it can seem more repetitive. And it's because people psychologically understand this, they just don't necessarily realise exactly what's happening. And that's why the more you play any single video game, especially MMOs, as time goes on, for no apparent reason, they tend to just not be as fun anymore. And you start questioning and trying to wonder why, and it's very easy to blame certain things to why. Oh, my class is not balanced, or I don't do as much DPS as I once used to. But often it's more to do with just fatigue of playing that game, that you've done the same thing so many different times with ever so slight variations to them, that what was once initially fun to do, because it was the first time or second time you were doing it, is no longer fun.
I think not.
I've leveled up alchemy in Season of Discovery. Now I think I've made a mistake. The situation is pretty much as it is in retail, fighting for scraps. In most cases, herbs cost even more than the final product. It leaves pretty much an engineering for combat efficiency or another gear profession, to be honest. I've not picked up alchemy yet. I do plan on leveling alchemy and having a little bit of a look at alchemy. But like I said, it's a supply and demand thing. If there's far too many alchemists already, then yeah, you're not going to make any gold from it. If there is a shortage of alchemists, then they all make lots of gold. If there's an abundance of materials, the price is going to dip. You might be able to take advantage of that abundance. Which retail professions are most profitable right now? Should I focus on recrafts? Profitability mostly comes from crafting gear for others and charging a fee to do it. The professions are just your... the professions mostly now is your toolbox to be able to offer more different services to more different people. That's kind of the road that retail is in right now. The more professions you have, the more knowledge points you have, the more recipes you have, means the greater chance there is of when somebody does want something made, they could get it made from you, and by you pressing said buttons in the right order, can harvest a small commission from it. That's kind of the meta as retail stands right now, and that's probably not changing particularly. Unlikely to change much, I don't think. That means no one single profession is better than others. It's just, you know, right place, right time. If you know, if there's lots of leather work, if there's lots of people on your realm that need a new pair of leather braces making, then having leather working all of a sudden becomes profitable.
Oh, thank
but
you,
that could
adventurer.
change day by day.
Lost for good. I don't have much use for this anymore, but wash it off and I'm sure you could make use of it.
Hey, we made nearly 2 gold and gained a bag from this one quest. Maybe it was worth then. A 10-slot bag.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Don't mind if I do. We should probably clear our bags out of touch before we move on too far.
I buy and trade.
Let's do a quick repair. Let's get rid of some trash we don't need. Murloc fins, they can get vendored. I feel odd vendoring slimy Murloc scales, considering I actually end up buying them back again half the time. But the fact that they pretty much float around the vendor price anyway, there is way too many of those. Murloc eyes we can get rid of. Sharp claw, I should probably sell it, but it's easy to just get rid of it now. These forest leather braces I am going to try and sell. Fishy scales go in the bin. Flask of oil. We're talking tiny coppers here. That can just get vendored. See you later, clam meat. Bye-bye melon juice. These scrolls I just get rid of now for the most part. Restoring balm. No, I don't want any of that. Burnish legs. Vendors for 9 silver, disenchants for maybe 12. Well, I'm always in need of disenchanting mats. 6 strange dust, that was probably a win. Okay. Mutton chop, see you later. Goober's head, bag. Right, I guess that's about it then, right? Okay, that'll do. That'll do, that'll do. Pick something for orders on common item slots or tools, I guess, yeah. I tend to suggest if people are like confused on what to craft or what might be in demand for others, there's a couple of things you can do. You can start by looking close to home. What class do you play? What was the last piece of gear you needed? If you've needed it yourself at some point, there's a strong chance that many others also do. So start there. Alternatively, take a little bit of a look at like the class guides for a few different classes. If you are a leather worker, look at some of the leather wearers or the mail wearers and see what sort of items are on BIS lists, you know, in the class guides, Wowhead class guides, that sort of stuff. And make sure that you have those recipes and that you can craft those recipes at a high quality. That's usually a good sort of direction to go in. What am I here buying? Why am I here? A bronze tube. It's not here.
See you around.
But be ready to have to camp trade chat to find people to craft things for. Alchemy tend to make gold by buying the herbs when they're cheap and just sell a shitload of potions. I plan to craft 600 free action potions, 600 shadow protection potions a day, 200 to 300 defense, 400 to 500 lesser agility, 400 to 500 ogre strength. Mostly sell these potions within a 4-hour window. Yeah, just before people when people log on at the evening, they get their they hit the auction house for their potions before they run off, do their dungeons or do the raid.
Nice work you've done here, adventurer. The quality of these skins is superb. I'll have to get them into the curing process as soon as possible. Oh, but before I get to that, there's some other work I need done that I think you might be able to take care of.
You want more crocodile skins?
I sent my apprentice out into the marshes to skin some of our famous giant wetlands crocolisk. When he didn't return, I went out to look for him. Let's just say it wasn't a pretty sight.
Oh no.
He says he might pull through, but in the meantime, I still need my skins. If you'd like to kill a few more of the brutes, I wouldn't be opposed after what they did. You'll find the crocs north up the coast, beyond the Murloc hovels.
Okay. Poncho, which ironically is probably an upgrade for me. And Crocolisk Gumbo. I've not done this quest on my main. I need to do this quest on my main. Because I need that cooking recipe.
This is from Einar, right? Hasn't delivered his skins to me in person for almost a week now. No doubt it's some differences with the wife. Maybe I'll have my wife go speak
aggro.
with Sita sometime. Light bless you.
Always wife aggro.
What can I do for you? Ah, well done, adventurer. Accept this as payment for fulfillment of your contract with the Merchant Marines.
1 gold 20 for hunting down Goober's head. Worth.
Not long
I'll
ago,
take it.
a merchant vessel, the Blind Princess, was raided by Murlocs. Although the ship escaped intact, much of its cargo was dragged overboard by the creatures, including a very valuable statuette of Tyrannus Menethil. We want that statuette recovered. Search the coastal Murloc hovels for crates, barrels, and other evidence of lost cargo. Find the Menethil statuette and return it to me. For the Alliance.
Aye, aye, Roger. Where are we off to now? Where are you taking me? You're taking me to try and find this goddamn bronze tube still. I'm sure we're going here for a reason.
Where would you like to fly to?
See you around.
Yeah, selling potions is, or alchemy in general, it's mostly about 2 factors. Buying your materials as cheap as you humanly can and doing whatever it is you need to do to pay the least for your herbs. Secondly, it's having enough crafted to be able to aggressively sell them when the time is right. And it's the difference between those 2 events to where you can turn a profit from. This is most true in retail and classic, that if you just go to the auction house, buy materials, craft something, and try and sell it. What I often refer to as like day trading with crafting. You're unlikely to ever see much profit. If you do it enough and you do it consistently enough, you'll make a little bit. But day trading is usually not really going to be that worthwhile to you. It's those that take a little bit more time and a little bit more effort to, you know, take advantage of market swings. You know, if there's a big influx of herbs that turn up, you know, to be able, and also to put yourself in the position to be able to stock up on cheap materials. If you can't buy a huge amount of materials when they are cheap and they are presented to you, somebody else is going to buy them. And if somebody else buys them, then they're going to have a cheaper price than you. Because they're all going to go somewhere, right? they're all going to slowly come back in some way, shape, or form. Either they'll come back on the auction house as they were, or they'll come back in a different form, being in potions and something. So often this is why, if you want to get really good at crafting and you want to make a lot of gold from crafting, I suggest players start with quite a lot of gold, because you need to be able to buy vast quantities of materials if the opportunity is there to do so, purely so that somebody else doesn't. I remember this very, very well from doing huge amounts of Shadowlands legendaries, that there were sometimes days where I would quite happily buy an entire realm's supply of one material, just so the price would get reset on it, and just so I knew my competition wouldn't have it, if that makes sense, right? Even if it was buying more, way more than I needed, I wanted it so that I knew I had it, and I knew that I'd got it at a good price. And then the drip feed of that material that hits the auction house for the remainder of the day that is at a higher price, everybody else can buy their materials at a higher price. It works the same IRL. You know, you bulk buy materials and you get bulk buy discounts. And you know, as a business, you try and then make things in bulk, because your per unit price is then cheaper.
You need nitromerglyceronium to stop goblins from destroying a forest. I don't care if you know Gaxime or not. I'll give you the stuff just to see you or them explode into itty-bitty pieces.
Itty-bitty pieces?
I'm all out. But I'll tell you what, you bring me the correct potions, and I'll make some up for you right away. The least you can do is prove you've got some skill as an alchemist before I just give you a sample of my greatest creation.
I don't have any skill as an alchemist.
You have a great day now.
Does that mean I need to actually buy some mats? What were the two things I needed for that quest? Minor mana potions. Fortunately, I do actually have some minor mana potions. GG, well played. I need 2 elixir of minor fortitude. Maybe we'll swing past the commons in a minute. I'm not actually sure if that was a quest we were meant to pick up. No, this hasn't got a little Zygor thing against it. This isn't in Zygor's plan of action, but the fact, if we can buy 2 elixir of minor fortitude for less than 99 silver, we still win. So maybe let's go have a look. Even if we can't, we probably might still do the quest anyway. Can we leave reality out of this? Yeah, screw you, reality. Screw you, IRL. Getting in my way. I can never remember which one's the auction house, which one's the bank. You look like the bank. You're the auction house then. It's an episode of Cat Dog said back in the day, buy more, sell more. Using Cat Dog as reference. I mean, if it works. what's it called? Minor Fortitude? They cost like 2 silver apiece. Hang on. Because I can't possibly... Yeah, okay. How many do I need? I need a stack of 2. 2 stacks of 1. I will buy both of your 2 stacks of 1. GG. Oh, should we repad the auction house? Hey, look, our formula enchant bracelet less the strength sold. Haha! Genius me. This was bought from a vendor for like 20 silver or something. Happy. Maybe also that bronze tube is in the auction house. Very good point. Very good point. Let's use this opportunity to relist all this other stuff on the auction house as well. Maybe the bronze tube is also in the auction house. That sounds very much like somebody selling bronze tubes. No real big ticket items here for sale, but every little helps. Yes, everything is less than 2 gold. Even if everything sells. Okay, yeah, that was barely worth, but whatever. What were the... Oh, hang on. We've now got a bunch of random trash in our bags again, haven't we? What can we throw up on the auction house? Let's have a little looky-looky. Okay, these braces, I wanted to sell these because I suspected that they might be worth more than the 5 silver vendor sale price. And I was not disappointed. Let's put them in there. Shadow gems, have these come back down to normal price again? They have. That was a 1-day hype on those. Sell the silver ore, sell the gold bar. Let's not get baited. Silk cloth. What now? You what now? 21. Sure, we'll sell it for now. I still need silk, but I'll buy it back if I ever need it. What was the other thing I was going to look for? Some bronze tube or something, wasn't it? Right, Zygot wants me to buy one of these all the flipping time. Clearly for a good reason. Okay, right. Where we go and turn in Blue's letter and then back to Tinkertown. We must remember to turn this quest in actually. Otherwise I'll forget, and buying those potions was a waste. I think we are probably past the point, or nearly past the point, where we would have got to by leveling normally. So in some way, the gold that we've made from questing up until this point is like bonus gold, right? So we had, let's not forget that yesterday I spent nearly 40 gold on bags. So sort of 60, 65 gold is extra gold that we obtained by AoE farming from 14 to 25, and then going back and doing all of the quests with the 25 gold bonus. So 60 gold, sort of Not for free, obviously, because we had to do the quests for it, but 60 gold more than we would have had if we had just leveled via questing normally, which I guess
You say you saw
Guess
my
works.
sully pin beneath the icy waters? Say it isn't so. Let me read what he wrote. Adventurer, I have but a small request to ask of you. Take this note I have prepared to our great monarch of Ironforge, King Magni Bronzebeard. 'Tis a small task to ask of one such as yourself, someone who has shown great valor to the cause of the Alliance thus far. For me to go before the king in my grief-ridden state would not serve the purpose of my cause. Surely you understand.
72 silver for taking a letter to an NPC in the other side of the zone. No problem whatsoever. Don't mind if I do. Let's hand this in as well quickly. This was the one we bought those potions for.
Interesting. This'll do nicely. If I didn't know better, stranger, I'd say you knew something about alchemy. Good, good. The world's not all about swords and sorcery, you know.
True that.
Here you go, stranger. Take heed with it, though. It's volatile stuff. If you're really a friend of Gaxim's, then tell him I say hello. If you're not, then have fun blowing yourself up.
Bring the nitroglycerin back to Gaxim Rust Fizzle in Stone Talon. We'll be in Stone Talon at some point soon, I guess. Soonish. Ashenvale is next door, so probably. Right, let's go see the king. To the king. Bunch of quests knocking around here. Donation of wool, knowledge in the deeps. That's one of the raid quests. Donation of wool again. PvP stuff. Stone gear search. Don't know what that is. Level 23 quest, probably worth doing though. I think my plan probably, because I want to try and min-max as many quests as I can get my hands on, honestly, is I'll continue on with the Zygor guide as far as it pushes me. Once we get to a point where the quests start to get a touch ridiculous to be able to complete, because we're going into higher and higher level zones, at that point, maybe we then just start picking a zone at a time and cleaning up any quests there.
What do you seek within the mountain? It will take but a moment for me to peruse this letter.
Peruse? Love that word.
I do not expect good dwarves like Mrs. Baloo to understand why the travesties of war must be endured for the greater good of our people. The loss of her husband, and the loss of every dwarf that fights in the name of the Alliance.
Weighs heavy on my soul.
Twisting Nether, I can pay tribute to him. I'm going to commission a memorial to Sully Baloo to be built by Grand Mason Mableston. Send word to him now, adventurer. You shall be custodian of my bidding.
The drama. Who knew there was this much depth to the questing in World of Warcraft? Who knew? Making mad bank though, just playing the messenger right now. Take this to this person, and then take this to this person, and I will reap the rewards, please. Thank you very much. He's running backwards. How'd you run backwards so fast? Skills. Want to sell Spectral Necklace of the Owl? Send me best offers. In spirit. Flipping hell. Why is why is that so expensive? I will give you $1. $1. Oh, that's probably because necklaces are rare as rocking horse doo-doo. No, this is the wrong building, isn't it? We're meant to go next door. You be doing that TikTok trend in game? The slick back. Here we go.
So King Magni Bronzebeard himself sent ye. My, this must be important. So our good king would like a memorial built in honor of a soldier named Sully Baloo? And you say the poor chap died during the Thandal Span tragedy? Bah! Will there ever be peace on Azeroth? Nonetheless, any commission from the king is of utmost importance. To build a truly epic and lasting peace...
I was wondering if I have to explain. No, I waste far too much of my life on TikTok. You're fine.
Gather for me some Alterac granite.
Alterac granite. Okay, sounds like we need to be a miner. In Hillsbrad, gather... Okay. Off to Stormwind. So yeah, now look, we've got a King's Tribute, Alterac Granite, level 31 quest. Starting to probably get a touch spicier than we really need it to be. I could do with maybe orange quests, possibly, but red is starting to push it a touch, I reckon.
Hello. Now this spell you need. One that will allow you detonate explosives from a distance.
We is making a boom.
Messaging spell. I believe that's the effect he's looking for. I'll have to create a scroll with the spell impressed upon it. To do that, I'll need debris from a dust devil. While I gather the rest of the components, why don't you head to Waterfall and find one of the foul creatures? They are dangerous. But I'm sure it's nothing you can't handle if you're willing to subject yourself to one of Gaxim's experiments. I'll be here when you return.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Now, it's also not claiming we take this
keep
one.
asking me about the Stone Talon Mountains. It seems to be a popular place for adventure. It doesn't matter if you're seeking wyvern, elementals, or you have business with the venture company within the Charred Vale. Deep in Stone Talon, there used to be a species of basilisks whose scales, when ground to dust,
Not
made
a bad
wonderful
wand,
reagent
actually.
for some spells I've created. If those basilisks still live, I would love to have a few of their scales. Take your time. It is no rush, but I can pay well.
Maybe not a bad wand for mages to chase after at 25 if you do not have a better option. But if you can get Cookie's Stirring Rod, then it's still better.
See you later.
I decided to pull the trigger, make a tank today, going for a Dwarf Paladin. Yeah, we made Manthe Din yesterday. I have not played Manthe Din yet. Knowing full well that I'm probably going to end the stream today and most likely will not be playing World of Warcraft or video games in general until at least Boxing Day. I did not particularly feel like starting a brand new character. I don't want the itch to play World of Warcraft on Christmas when I absolutely can't. I don't think most of my family would appreciate it if, whilst I am hosting, I then turn around and go, oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to go play WoW for 5 hours. See you later. Remember to fill up the auction house before you log. I mean, the handful of silver profit to be had from that means I probably won't even remember, but I don't actually have too much longer to stream today. I've the wife is out shopping, grabbing some last minute bits and pieces for Christmas. I said I would meet her at the store later, so that we can buy some last minute bits of food. The wife is also getting her hair done because, of course, that is a high priority at Christmas. So I have human adulting to do later. Not going to buy another ham, is she? I goddamn hope not, because I took the ham out the freezer, or not out the freezer, out the fridge earlier. We've got a big chonkus ham. Check this out. I'll show you the ham. Let's get real Christmassy, shall we? Check this beast out. Yes. She's a beauty. She's a beauty. Soggy beauty. 6.7 kilos of ham. Don't mind if I do. Bigger than my head. Tell you what, that's the only meat that's going in my mouth. My job tomorrow is to cook that beauty. That's why it's out of the fridge. It's been out of the freezer for a few days. It's coming up to room temperature today. So my task tomorrow is to clean house, drink beer, cook ham. That's all I'm doing tomorrow. That's the plan. Wow, and a yummy feast. Yeah, won't be much wow, unfortunately. But a yummy feast all the same. Yeah, sorry, English viewers. No turkey in my household. We don't do that turkey nasty. Yuck, horrible bird. Well, that's a lie. Turkey's really nice if you cook it right. But most of the time, due to the fact that English people cook turkey once a year and are usually a touch tipsy when they do it, more often than not, it gets dried out and just goes like flipping sawdust. Horrible. So we do not do turkey. Yours is bigger than mine. I have heard that before. That ham will be delicious. I hope you have a lovely Christmas and New Year. Sue, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Straight back at you there. Are people getting festive now? Are people in the festive spirit? I would assume by this point, right, some people have finished work, right, surely? Work done. Chill mode activated. It's got to be the case, right? Some people finished as early. I saw some people had finished on Wednesday. But surely by this point on a Friday, most people are like, yeah, you know what, I'm done. I'm done. Mrs. Hall finishes at 2:30, and then we'll be in chill mode this afternoon. Welcome in, Nobby, by the way. Sounds good, sounds good. Ham's better than turkey anyway. Oh, easy, like, no questions, right? Ham is best Christmas food. There is it's significantly more difficult to make a good turkey than it is to make a good ham. Cook the ham tomorrow. Slow cook that beauty. What is it? 6.7 kilos. That means the ham's going to be in the oven for about 6 hours. Maybe a touch less because I tend to somewhat undercook the ham the first run. Because you got to cook the ham. You take the ham out. You let it cool down a little bit. You take the fat layer off and you do your mustard and you do your breadcrumbs and you give it its outer flesh. You put the little, what do you call them, cloves in it. And then it goes back in the oven for 45 minutes just to brown the top off and to cook it through that little bit more. And then she is beautiful. And if I can manage to do that without drinking an 8-pack of beer, it's a good day. That's how we do. Can't bring myself to log into retail, do the traders post and the Winter Veil stuff. Siege of Discovery has stolen my heart. I knew my approach to retail is lacking currently. That is for sure. Stop it if not eating yet. I've only had breakfast. But I had a very quick, very rushed breakfast this morning. I was in the vets at before 10 this morning. 9:45 we were at the vets this morning. Luckily Doggo is fine. Doggo just thinks she's pregnant. She's actually not. Do I speak Finnish? I understand bits and bobs of Finnish. I don't particularly speak it, though. It's a flipping tongue twister of a language. My tongue doesn't move in those directions.
Light be with you. Last night, a horrible disturbance rippled.
But
through
obviously,
my
living
veins.
in Finland
I
for a
sensed
while,
that my granddaughter Alyssa
I've
was
picked
in
bits and
great danger.
bits and pieces
I
up.
consulted the cards, and death stared up at me from the table. After taking a long journey through a dark trance, I was able to uncover a clue to this terrifying mystery. A name came to me, the name of Stalvin. Seek out the clerk in the town hall and see if you can find out more about this character. I fear for us all.
You
As
fear
the
for us all?
mystical taint
Okay.
creeps through the forest, the need for self-protection is undeniable.
Nobody wants a
adventurer.
mystical
The winds
taint.
whisper to me and they speak of a great danger which waits patiently for you in the near future. If you wish to protect yourself, noble adventurer, bring to me 10 ghoul fangs, 10 skeleton fingers, and 5 vials of spider venom. For you, I shall enchant a totem of
Icky
infliction
spiders.
which will harm those who attempt violent acts against you. Light
Okay.
bless you.
Is this where we just start to smash out Darkshire's quests, right? Duskwood's quests, even. Okay. This means then I would say that nearly everything in every zone we've been to prior to this is open season for just randomly picking up and going back and completing. Yeah. Quite a few quests here that arguably are not time optimal to do, so hence Zygor's ignored them. But if we're just farming quests for gold, farming quests to just get, you know, doing them for the sake of doing them, then we can maybe go back and clean up some of these zones now. Okay. Make Darkshire your home? Nope. Started liquidating some of my retail gold to BattleNet balance. Worried Microsoft will remove the gold to $1 for token. Nah,
As
Microsoft
commander of the
ain't gonna
Night
touch
Watch,
that.
it
That's
is
an
my
app. That is
sworn duty to
literally
protect the citizens of
Blizzard's cash cow.
Stormwind
That's not
has
going anywhere.
retracted their commissioned guards from their posts here, leaving us to our own devices. If you feel worthy of the task, we need your help. Assist the
That
Night
said,
Watch
though,
by
the token
venturing
is about
forward
as
to
cheap
Temple
as it's going to
Gardens,
get for
just
quite
south
some
of
time,
Darkwood,
so
and
it's not a
slaying
terrible
8
time to do it
skeletal
either way.
warriors and 6 skeletal mages. The undead threat must be thwarted.
Thwarted?
Have a good one.
Suddenly realised some of the language that's used in this is not general day-to-day. Nobody thwarts people anymore, do they?
So Madame Eva sent you. Stalvin, eh? Let me check the town registry. Stalvin. Let's see. Here we go. I have a record of a Mr. Stalvin Mistmantle. The last recorded address is the Moonbrook Schoolhouse. My, talk about outdated. Do me a favor, will you, friend? If you happen to go out to Moonbrook, let me know if you get any update on this fellow. I like to keep the records clean.
Right, where is this Stalvin fella? I have a sneaky feeling he's dead. I think we find him dead somewhere, don't we? Spoiler alert. I can't quite remember. Thwart work orders. They shall all be damned.
Need help?
Raven
Something's
Hill?
amiss at Raven Hill, adventurer. Kaller swears that someone or something is haunting the buildings there. 2 nights running, he's noticed the shadows moving. And the third before that, he says he saw light in one of the windows. If, as you say,
There's a
you
ghost.
care about the safety of Duskwood, find out what monster haunts in Raven Hill. Safe travels.
Flipping quest log, doing quest log things. That's still on our to-do list. That's on our to-do list. What random quests have I picked up that don't have this little icon next to them? These are... What bonus ones have I picked up then? A watchful eye. Take the glyph of something to the lion statue near the tower over in Redridge. Okay, that's not on our path yet. We'll do that once we run out of Zygor quests to do. That's not on our list of to-dos yet. Worth two gold, though. We'll definitely do that at some point. Devils in Westfall. That one's not on the Zygor list. Nor's this one. Flipping out. Okay. Deliver the sealed envelope to Spluttervalve in the Barrens. This is... there's some reason we do... This is a prerequisite quest for something cool that turns up later in the game that we don't have access to right now. I just can't remember what it is. Okay, I'm not deleting that one. I'm not deleting that one either. Humble Beginnings. Yeah, we can abandon that one. Basil! Speak with Basil in the stockades. Fire Taboo. Reclaiming Goods. These are all ones we still need to pay attention to. Okay.
Something's amiss at Raven Hill, adventurer. Kaller swears that someone or something is haunting the buildings there.
Shush. We've heard your story once.
You need something? There was an old man who used to come into town to buy supplies rather frequently, but I haven't seen him for quite some time now. He lives out in a shack overlooking Raven Hill Cemetery, if I remember correctly. Perhaps you should go see if something is amiss. Do you know Sven? Now there is a man who
Sven Göran Eriksson.
He and his followers keep a camp at the northwest.
The most famous Sven to me. Apologies, Sweden.
Because they are so few, they cannot even spare a man to fetch supplies from town. Will you deliver these supplies to him? Farewell.
Discover Darkshire flight path. Wise words, wise words. You see, somebody made a spreadsheet for the quests and their gold. See if I can find it, chuck it in the Discord. Oh, somebody's tracked it all, have they? So once 25, go do these quests and you'll earn X amount of gold. Somebody was going to science it in a more sciencey way than I've been doing it, for sure. This is kind of what I said. I mean, I knew this was going to happen, right? There was clearly going to be a big spike of gold made by players once they ding 25 by people doing exactly this. And then they'll start spending that gold, boom, 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 boom. And then all of a sudden they'll be like, right, how do I get more gold then? Oh, shit, you mean I've got to grind flipping Murlocs to make 2 gold an hour? Screw that business. They'll get used to the high life of having 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 gold. And then it will all disintegrate in front of their eyes.
My gnomish friend Cog has promised to help me build a device which will let me peer towards the stars. A truth exists, beyond magic, that can explain the strange transformation in the forest. Bring to me a bronze tube made by a skilled engineer. That is the first step.
A bronze tube! Here we go! I knew there was a reason we bought this bronze tube.
The first step is complete.
Boom.
According to Cog's blueprint, what I need now is a way to reflect light. I remember a woman by the name of Mary who became well known around these parts for always carrying a looking glass. Perhaps you can track Mary down and see if she might lend us a reflective surface for this project. I believe she once resided in southern Duskwood.
Okay.
Be careful.
Let's hope we're not going to see Mary's demise. Because that would just be mean, wouldn't it? Not quested at all, just alchemy. The auction house close to 200 gold now. Yeah, do some auction house work. That will definitely be an alternative. But that's equally not sort of in the desire of everybody. Actually, what I need to do probably this point is let's put Arcane Blast back on. This is also actually where my severe lack of gear is going to start showing its face. Because I might be level 25, but I'm geared like a level 17, 18 character. Nature damage inflicted every 10 seconds for 3 minutes. Icky doodahs. Icky sticky. We'll have oh, it's a disease, not a curse. Oh, flipping hell. Okay. It is what it is. Wasn't this the area where it was like flipping Bot City? There's one spot around here somewhere where it's Bot City. Why am I gaining so much health? The hell happened there? Why was I gaining health off that? Very confused. The looking glass was one of my finest treasures until the incident. After that happened, I discarded it behind the barn. There was an insane ghoul who used to roam back there. Perhaps he picked it up. Rumour has the devilish beast resides in the tranquil garden cemetery. Okay. Luckily with the spec that we're in though, dying isn't really a thing. As long as we have mana, we are alive. So this is maybe where our terribly optimized gear will still kind of work. As long as I make sure I always have 206 mana, we're good. I found it, put it on Discord. Oh, okay, nice. I'll have a little bit of a look at that in a minute then. I'll have a sneakies at that in a moment. Insane ghoul. I've targeted him already, apparently. Get wrecked, you. Did. Skeleton fingers. Okay. Skelly, skelly, skelly. What's this now? Ah, curse! We can decurse ourselves. Get wrecked, curse. Showed you who's boss. Oh, we got some silk off these guys as well. I'm in dire need of silk. I'm going to need a lot of silk, not only to finish leveling up first aid, but also to finish off tailoring as well. Oh, boo. I tagged the dude. We're alive. This place seems a touch sketchy to be in, though. Because that dude respawned, like, literally before I had a chance to even run away. Oh, dear. Same with this fella. Is a hot dog on a bun still a sandwich? No. It's funny you say this because I actually have this, not this exact same, but a very comparable argument with Mrs. Manthias quite frequently. she will often refer to a sandwich as a piece of bread with something on it. And I am like, that is not a fucking sandwich. That is absolutely not a sandwich. That is a piece of bread with something on it. A sandwich, by definition, is something between two things. Right? That's to sandwich something. In and of itself is a verb. Not flipping one piece of bread with something on it. That's a piece of bread with something on it. Get it right. This reached its peak a couple of days ago when she said, do you want to have toasted sandwiches for dinner? And I was like, yeah, cool, we'll have toasted sandwiches for dinner, don't mind that, not had them for a little while. I can make some toasted sandwiches, no problem whatsoever. I start getting the griddle out, the toasted sandwich maker, and she starts pulling the wrong bread out. So what are you doing? No. We are going to have 2 pieces of bread on this sandwich, I tell you now. Caused a minor disagreement, did that. But it's fine. We got through it. And we are stronger for it. Does it become a sandwich if you fold it? Yes. Because then it is something sandwiched between 2 other things. An open sandwich. Bread with something on top. An open sandwich, yeah. But if you don't use the word open, it's not a sandwich. God, I get passionate about some really stupid things, don't I? Clearly. Don't you dare say work orders. Lies. Get out of here. Bar humbug to you. I hope you find coal in your stocking. Mantheus activated. Rage mode on. Joke's on you, I need coal. You will be responsible for burning of the fossil fuels. To hell with you. I am kidding. Relax. I'm guessing her perspective is the same as Smorgas, which doesn't care about if it's 1 or 2 breads. Probably, yeah. Or a voilepa, yeah. I've been to Korthia. Hell is no threat to me. Korthia was alright. Korthia was fine. The Moor, on the other hand. Woof. That was spicy. Right. Warriors down. Who's going to give me some fingers? I guess they all technically drop fingers, right? Skelly mages drop fingers. Skelly mages drop fingers. Get off, Paladin. Korthite crystals were nice. It's interesting how words like Korthite crystals were dominant in my vocabulary for a couple of months. And then it just disappeared. Much like Pog Essence. Not said the word Pog Essence for quite a while. In fact, no, that's a lie. I think I said Pog Essence yesterday. Oh shit, am I dead? Other people seem to be benefiting off Temporal Beacon. This mage... If I pop a heal... If this mage in close proximity does arcane damage, or is it maybe because he's using mass... has used mass regeneration? I don't know. There seems to be some weird crossover with temporal beacons. I don't know. Can't work it out. Let's just kill things. Oh, love a good juicy crit. Love it. Didn't drop me a finger though. Oh, clear cast proc. Oh, clear cast on a clear cast. Now it's Christmas. Give me something to kill, quick. Boom, headshot. Still no fingers. I thought skeletons were all bones, you know. Apparently not. It's not very festive killing skeletons, though, is it? I've not actually done anything for Winter's Veil. This seems to happen to me every year. I don't know. I mean, clearly Christmas just gets in the way. But Winter Veil's one of the seasonal events in WoW that I don't think I've ever completed. Even though I've played the game for like 2 decades. I'm sure if I logged into retail now and looked at all the things, there'd be a laundry list of stuff to complete. But instead, I'm farming silver on Season of Discovery. Doesn't make sense. Hey, got it. This is a grind section. Reach level 26. Yeah, that's not happening anytime soon, Zygor, sorry. We'll mark you as complete. This is also maybe partly where it's going to tell me to pick up quests that I no longer actually can, because some of the quests might have level 26 as a requirement. There is something here, though. Turn in Raven Hill. Is there still a flight path over here? I bet there isn't, is there? That's a retail thing, right? At least we picked up the flight path in Darkshire. Now, let's not introduce ourselves to, I don't know, Big Frank, whatever his name is. No, no flight point. Damn. Okay. Running simulator activated. Oh, I miss aspect of the cheetah. Every time I see a hunter sprint past me, I'm like, oh, you lucky sons of... Okay. I guess we just have to go nice and slow. I play Warrior and Warlock, not even Blink for me. Yeah, that's slow. That's slow. I try my best to keep Blink on cooldown, but even still. Eight-legged menaces. Oh, that's the one to kill the spiders. Maybe we come back for that one in a minute. Although, why would we not pick it up now? I don't know. Have trust in Zygor. I trust you, Zygor. Although, very quickly, it's going to start telling me to do things that just don't make any sense, because I'm too low level. Ah, here he is. Here he is. Not Big Frank, Stitches. He's after something. As long as it's not me. Whoa! See you later. Just take him out real quick. Yeah, just casually take him out. Maybe later. He's going to have to buy me flowers if he wants to be taken out. Them is the rules. Oh, I know that Zygor's going to turn around to me in a second and go, run all the way back. Or is it going to then take me over into Westfall and then we fly back? That would be genius. Let's talk to you then.
Good. No, please don't kill me. It's just me. Jitters, they're everywhere. I can't escape them. Monsters in Ravenhill, and oh, couldn't be. Only harmless jitters. I've been stuck hiding in this ghost town for weeks, and I haven't eaten anything but grubs and weeds. I need some decent food, and I'm willing to trade well for it. Bring me a feast, and I'll pay you handsomely. I heard Chef Gruel at the Scarlet Raven Tavern in Darkshire makes very good dusky crab cakes.
He starts off wanting a feast. Now he's putting in exotic orders for crab cakes. Cheeky, cheeky. Alright, I'll let you off. Deliveries for Sven. Okay, we're going way up north. Kill more spiders, clearly. Spiders are on the menu. We got skelly fingers. Good on the finger front. Oh, chicken fingers. Mmm. I think I'm getting hungry. Oh, Lord. I should have had a bigger breakfast. Plus, I'm starting to think about Christmas food. Mmm. Even after living in Finland for many years, Christmas food still does an absolute number on me, though. I don't know what it is, but it, like... Ooh! Ooh! A cheeky wand? Skycaller? 21.6 damage per second, arcane damage. That's not strictly better than what I've got, but it's cash monies. Where'd it go? Cash monies. Take it. My cookie stirring rod is still slightly better than it, but for a BOE, cash monies. Happy days. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Finnish Christmas food does a number on me. I think it's just because it's really rich. There's a lot of fish involved, which is probably foreign to my non-Finnish friends. A lot of fish. The food is very rich, I guess is the best way to put it. Makes my stomach do loops after eating it for 3 days straight. Copious amounts of alcohol probably doesn't help, but clearly isn't the cause, right? It's clearly the food. Cooked potatoes with everything too. Yeah, a lot of starch. Awful lot of starch. Latico of many varieties. Good opportunities for some heavy days of stomach. Heavy on the stomach. Tasty though, not gonna lie. If you don't gain 2 kilos just on the 24th, you're doing it wrong. Yeah. If you haven't consumed your body weight in food and drink, you're doing it wrong. Congrats on the blue drop in dreams. Thanks, my man. Appreciate it. How we doing, Sven? Sven Jorgen.
These supplies will be most
I've never
useful.
checked his
The aid
name.
of the Karevan family is always appreciated. Here is a little something for your trouble.
A little something.
I used to work one of the farms to the southeast until dark riders from Deadwind Pass descended upon my farm and slaughtered my family when I was away. When I returned, I saw a shadowy figure skulking near my barn, burying something. He fled before I could catch him, and I couldn't linger for I was hot on the heels of the Dark Riders, so I never discovered what was hidden. If you can find what that shadowy figure buried, I would be grateful. The hiding spot is behind the old stump near my barn. Light bless you.
Alright. Wolves on our heels?
Sven and I have dangerous days ahead of us, what with the necromancer to the east and all, and out here alone as we are, we have to hunt for our own food. It seems every time I'm heading back to camp with some meat on me, starving or rabid dire wolves come out of the forest wanting a bite. It goes without saying, living out here is dangerous work. But if you can rid us of some of those wolves, we'd have an easier time of it.
Starving
They mostly
wolves,
prowl
rabid
north and east of
wolves.
here, near the river.
So 20 wolves, just casually murdering 20 wolves. Alright, I see. Quest log is full again. Come on, Zygor. Lord have mercy. But all of these are in Zygor's to-do list. Haven't I gone through and purged anything that's not on the to-do list? Is this just Zygor biting off more than it can chew? Well, this one isn't.
Hello. Sven and I have dangerous days ahead of us, what with the necromancer to the east and all, and...
Okay. Right, we need to do some quests. Stop picking up goddamn quests. Do some. What are we doing here? Kill wolves, lots of wolves. So, TP in your stocking then this year. Okay, done. TP. What have I missed? What have I missed? Oh, it hurts my brain when people use acronyms that I don't understand. Oh, toilet paper. See. I love how you explained TP by using bathroom paper. By using totally different words for what the acronym actually meant. Love that. Love that. Shit tickets, as they're more commonly known. Maybe more commonly is not strictly true. Oh god, I'm nearly dead. Hang on, let's fix that real quick. Done with working this year. Management is already out, so I've decided I'm done. Management should be the last out the door, not the first. Last out the door, not the first. If they're out the door before you, you pack up and you go. You are donezo. GG, well played. But congratulations, Christmas can begin. Pop a bottle, celebrate. I'm a manager, but my my minion is working a full day today. Her choice, so not going to wait for that. Yeah. People, if you know, you make your bed, you sleep in it. Right, you're going to come play not friendly as well, aren't you? Oh, flipping hell, a third. What do we look like? Some sort of AoE mage? What's going on here? Right, this should heal us up. Almost a full anyway. Flipping hell, there's loads of wolves over here. Somebody's pulling the whole half the world. No wonder these things feel like they're like almost insta spawning. Four of 12? Okay, we need loads of these. I didn't realise we needed quite so many. This would be a good spot for a Skinner, by the way. Just saying, if anybody wants some cheapo, easy free leather. The amount of wolves getting massacred around here on what feels like a hyperspawn. Oh, big DPS. These are only level 21 as well. This is not too bad. Why Zygor seemed to think that we needed to be level 26 to come and kill these, I'm not sure. I'm sure it has his reasons. Seven of 12. Oh no, rebuff up first. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Now we heal. Oh, okay. What time is it? Oh no, it's coming to that time already. Oh, I was enjoying playing video games. Right. Oh, have I got time to finish this? How many more do we need? 4, 5, 6. I should be able to finish this one. Let's pew pew you real quick. Double time now. Speedy, speedy. Right, one down. You. One more. What? One more starving. Ooh, 2 more rabid. And 1 all the way over here. Miles away. No, that's a starving wolf again. Zygo, you lie. I need rabid wolves. Do they look different? Starving. Oh, hello. Where have we marked it? This way. Two for 2. Easy game. Don't aggro the spider. Oh, we're going to aggro the spider. Or we're going to aggro the other wolf. No, didn't aggro the other wolf. I'll take it. Boom. Right, let's see if we can quickly hoover up these last... I think we're still going to be here for a while, aren't we? I might have to make a detour. I bet I didn't set my Hearthstone for Darkshire, did I? No. Zygo even told me to do it and I ignored it. Oh, okay, sure.
Oh, yeah, of course, the caravans. No, nothing's wrong, but it is hard for me to go.
Wait, hang on.
Now. The roads are dangerous, and I'm not getting any younger. Maybe you can do an old man some favors?
Gooey spider legs. Haven't we done gooey spider legs?
I need some supplies from Darkshire.
Whoa, where did our gooey spider legs go?
Old and feeble. I would
Oh no, we picked up spider venom.
Oh,
flipping hell.
Ghost hair thread. You can get it from Madame Ava at her home on the Darkshire Square.
Okay, we're going to need to come back here another day. Let's head to Stormwind. Right, boys and girls, I'm going to have to leave it there for today. Slightly shorter stream than we've had the last few days, and I know I started slightly late, but busy. This is probably it for 2023. There is unlikely, not that I do not have... Yeah, let me put it this way. In the next few days, obviously, we have Christmas. In the interim between Christmas and New Year, though, my wife is off work for a few days, so it makes a lot of sense for me to also take a few days outside of the regular festive period as well. Meaning, there's a strong chance this is the last time I'll see you before 2024. Which is crazy to say and crazy to think. We had a good 2023. I appreciated... all of your everythings, and I hope that you will all join me in 2024, where we will, try and move forward even more so. So I wish you all a fantastic Christmas, whatever it is you're doing, whether you are at home, whether you're with family, whether you spend it with friends, whatever the case may be, have a good time. Usually it is a period in time for a bit of relaxation, so take advantage of it. Have a good time, and I'll see you all in the new year. Come say hi over on the Discord. I will still be sort of, monitoring things. Fortunately, I'm not actually going anywhere for Christmas because I'm hosting this year. So I'll be able to monitor things like the Discord and stuff, so feel free to come say hi or whatever. But have a wonderful time, and I'll see you all in 2024. It's been a good one. Peace.